Do you know that Japanese seniors are 4 to 5 times less likely to die from heart disease than American seniors? Over 92 million Americans pop prescription pills like statins every single day, while the elderly in places like Okinawa, Japan, are living past 100 with clean arteries and strong hearts. The difference? It's not more drugs. It's not more doctor visits. In fact, research from the Zutphen Elderly Study found that seniors who consumed just one simple drink daily had a 50% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease compared to those who didn't. Meanwhile, in America, heart disease kills someone every 34 seconds, over 19,000 people in 2023 alone, despite spending more than $200 billion every year on heart medications and treatments. Let me ask you a simple question. How did you feel when you woke up this morning? Did you feel light and energetic? Or did you feel like your body was carrying a heavy weight? Did your legs feel stiff? Did your chest feel tight? If you've been feeling this way, I want you to know something important. It's not your fault. You've been following advice that was designed to make other people rich, not to make you healthy. The global market for blood pressure medications alone is worth more than $26 billion in 2024. By 2033, they expect it to reach $35 billion. That is billion with a B. These companies need you to stay sick. They need you to keep buying their pills, month after month, year after year, until the day you die. And they have been very successful at this business. A 2025 CDC report revealed that high blood pressure causes over 664,000 deaths every year in America alone. It costs the healthcare system $131 billion annually, yet only 1 in 4 people with high blood pressure actually have it under control. Does this sound like a system that wants you to get better? Or does this sound like a system that profits from your suffering? If you believe healthcare information should be accessible to all seniors, comment, "I believe." I remember meeting a woman at my community health center 3 years ago. She was 67 years old. She had been taking 3 different blood pressure medications for 12 years. Her doctor kept adding new pills. First 1, then 2, then 3. Each pill cost money. Each pill had side effects. She was dizzy all the time. She couldn't sleep. Her ankles were swollen. And guess what? Her blood pressure was still not under control. She came to me crying. She said, "I have done everything my doctor told me. Why am I not getting better?" And I had to tell her the truth. Her doctors were not treating the root cause. They were only treating the symptoms. This is the game the system plays. Let me explain this in a way you can understand. Think of your arteries like a water pipe in your house. When the pipe gets clogged with rust and dirt, what happens? The water pressure goes up. Now, what would a smart plumber do? A smart plumber would clean out the pipe. But what does modern medicine do? Modern medicine gives you drugs to reduce the pressure while leaving all the dirt inside the pipe. The pipe is still clogged. The problem is still there. But now you feel a little better, so you think you're healed. Meanwhile, the real damage continues. The rust keeps building. One day the pipe bursts, and that's when you have a stroke or heart attack. This is what they have been doing to you for more than 50 years. A 2024 study published in the journal MedCom confirms what I'm telling you. The researchers found that cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death worldwide, and they identified the real starting point of the problem. It's called endothelial dysfunction. This means the inner lining of your arteries is damaged. When this layer is damaged, everything else follows. Inflammation starts. Your body tries to repair the damage, and that repair process creates plaque. The plaque is made of calcium, cholesterol, and protein. So you see, the cholesterol buildup is not the cause. It's the symptom. The real problem started earlier with damage to your artery walls, but your doctor probably never told you this. If you are tired of being lied to by a system that profits from your illness, hit the subscribe button right now. Only those who want to stay sick and keep enriching pharmaceutical companies will scroll past without subscribing. Comment, "I want the truth." If you believe seniors deserve honest health information, not just expensive pills, now I need to explain something very important to you. There is an invisible killer living inside your arteries. It's not cholesterol. It's not fat. It's something most doctors never test for and never treat. It's called endothelial damage, and it has been quietly destroying your health for decades while everyone was focused on the wrong enemy. What is the endothelium? Picture this. Take a look at the inside of any artery in your body. There is a very thin layer of cells that lines the entire inside surface of that artery. This layer is just 1 cell thick. It's called the endothelial layer. And this single layer of cells is one of the most important organs in your entire body. Yes, I said organ. Because this layer does so much work. It controls whether your blood vessels relax or tighten. It decides whether blood clots form or don't form. It manages inflammation. It determines how much blood flows to your brain, your heart, your legs, and every other part of your body. When you were young, this layer worked perfectly. Your blood vessels were soft and flexible. They could expand easily when you needed more blood flow. They could respond to stress without breaking down. But as the years passed, something changed. A 2023 study published in the journal Experimental and Molecular Medicine found that the capacity of your blood vessels to produce a vital molecule called nitric oxide decreases with advancing age. This happens even in healthy people. This is one of the hallmarks of vascular aging, and when nitric oxide goes down, everything goes wrong. Let me ask you something personal. Have you noticed that since you turned 60, you get tired more easily? Have you noticed that your hands and feet get cold more often? Have you noticed that climbing stairs leaves you more breathless than it used to? Have you noticed that your blood pressure readings keep creeping higher and higher no matter what you do? These are all signs that your endothelium is struggling. These are signs that your nitric oxide production has dropped. And nobody told you that this was happening inside your body. Here is what happens when your endothelium is damaged and your nitric oxide drops. First, your blood vessels lose their ability to relax. They become stiff and tight. This is why your blood pressure goes up. It's not because you ate salt at dinner. It's because your arteries can't expand anymore. Second, without enough nitric oxide, you lose protection against blood clots. This is extremely dangerous. A 2022 study from the University of Exeter found that 90% of heart attacks involve blood clots. When your endothelium is damaged, your risk of dangerous clots goes up dramatically. Third, damaged endothelium leads to inflammation, and inflammation leads to more damage. It becomes a vicious cycle that feeds on itself. I met a man at a health seminar. He was 72 years old. He came to me and said, "I've had high blood pressure for 20 years. I take my medicine every day. But last month, I had a mini stroke. The doctor said a small clot went to my brain." I looked at his medication list. He was taking drugs to lower his blood pressure. He was taking drugs to lower his cholesterol. He was taking aspirin to thin his blood. But nobody had ever tried to fix his endothelium. Nobody had ever tried to restore his nitric oxide levels. All those drugs were doing was masking the symptoms while the real problem continued to get worse. This is the tragedy of modern medicine. They treat numbers on a chart instead of treating the actual disease. A groundbreaking study from the University Hospital Düsseldorf, published in 2015 in the journal Science, showed something remarkable. Researchers tested people aged 50 to 80 years old. They found that in elderly subjects, blood vessel stiffness was significantly increased. Their systolic blood pressure was elevated. Their arteries had lost their flexibility. But here's the good news. The researchers also found that these age-related changes could be reversed, not with drugs, not with surgery, with a simple natural intervention that I'm going to reveal to you soon. If you believe that pharmaceutical companies care more about profits than your health, hit the like button. If you think seniors deserve to know about natural solutions, not just expensive medications, share this video with someone you love. Only those who side with Big Pharma will ignore this message. I need to talk to you about something uncomfortable now. I need to talk about sugar. And I need to ask you some hard questions. What did you eat for breakfast this morning? Did you have bread? Did you have cereal? Did you drink orange juice? Did you put sugar in your tea? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need to hear what I'm about to say. Because for more than 40 years, you have been told that fat was the enemy. But the real killer has been hiding in plain sight. And it's been in your kitchen all along. Let me take you back to the 1970s. A British scientist named John Yudkin tried to warn the world that sugar was causing heart disease. He wrote a book, he published research, he spoke out publicly. But guess what happened? The sugar industry attacked him. They funded other scientists to discredit his work. They paid researchers to blame fat instead of sugar. A 2016 investigation published in JAMA Internal Medicine exposed the whole conspiracy. Researchers found internal documents from the sugar industry showing how they paid scientists at Harvard University to shift the blame away from sugar and onto fat. These scientists received money equivalent to about $50,000 in today's value. And they published studies in the most respected medical journals that shape nutrition policy for the next 50 years. You have been living with the consequences of this lie ever since. Now, let me explain how sugar is destroying your arteries. When you eat sugar or refined carbohydrates like white bread, white rice, or pasta, your blood sugar spikes. Here is something amazing that most people don't understand. A normal blood sugar level is about 80 milligrams per milliliter. What does this mean in real terms? It means there is roughly 1 teaspoon of sugar circulating in all the blood in your entire body. Just 1 teaspoon, that's the normal amount. But the average person eating a modern diet consumes between 50 to 100 teaspoons of sugar every single day. Think about that. Your body is designed to have 1 teaspoon of sugar in your blood, but you're pouring in 50 to 100 teaspoons through your mouth. How is it possible that so many people can eat so much sugar but still have normal blood sugar readings? Here is the answer. Sugar is so toxic to your arteries that your body has created an emergency system to deal with it. That emergency system is called insulin. Insulin rushes in like a rescue team and pulls sugar out of your blood as fast as you put it in. This is why you can eat a bag of sweets and still have normal blood sugar 2 hours later. Insulin worked overtime to clean up the mess. But here is what they don't tell you. This emergency system only works for about 15 to 20 years. Then your pancreas gets exhausted. Your insulin can't keep up anymore. Your blood sugar starts rising. And now you have pre-diabetes, then full diabetes, then all the complications that come with it. A 2021 study from Cornell University and University of Massachusetts Medical School revealed something shocking. They found that excess sugar in the blood causes chemical changes to immune proteins. These changes, called glycations and glycoxidations, become permanent. And they trigger inflammatory changes that directly promote atherosclerosis, which is the hardening and clogging of your arteries. In other words, sugar doesn't just give you diabetes. Sugar directly damages your arteries at the molecular level. This is what they have been hiding from you. A 2024 study published in the journal Nutrients, following people for 20 years, found that high intake of refined carbohydrates is directly linked to higher inflammation and higher cardiovascular disease risk. The researchers studied over 3,000 adults. Over the 20-year period, 36% experienced fatal or non-fatal cardiovascular events, and the connection to refined carbohydrates was clear. These foods cause hyperglycemia and hyperinsulinemia. They generate reactive oxygen species. They activate inflammatory pathways. They oxidize LDL cholesterol. All of these processes damage your endothelium and set the stage for heart disease. Let me ask you honestly, how many times do you eat bread each day? How many times do you eat rice? How many soft drinks do you consume each week? I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. I'm trying to open your eyes. These foods have been marketed to you as normal and healthy. Television commercials show happy families eating breakfast cereal. Restaurants serve huge portions of pasta as if it's good for you. Soft drink companies sponsor sporting events as if sugar helps athletes. It's all a lie designed to keep you buying products that are slowly killing you. A 2023 study found that diets high in refined carbohydrates and sugar appear to be associated with hypertension, coronary heart disease, obesity, type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and increased risk of mortality. This is not one doctor's opinion. This is what the scientific research clearly shows. If you are angry that the food industry has been poisoning you while pretending to be your friend, comment "enough lies" below. If you believe everyone should know the truth about sugar, share this video. Only those who profit from selling you poison will stay silent. Now I'm going to share with you the drink that can help reverse the damage to your arteries. This is not some expensive supplement from a fancy company. This is not a drug that will give you side effects. This is something that nature provided, something that has been used for hundreds of years, something that science has now proven works as well as exercise for your blood vessels. I'm talking about raw cacao powder. Before you get confused, let me explain the difference between cacao and cocoa. When you go to the store and buy cocoa powder, you're buying a product that has been roasted at high temperatures. This roasting process destroys many of the beneficial compounds. Cacao powder is different. It comes from the raw cacao bean with minimal processing. It still contains all the powerful plant chemicals called flavonols. These flavonols are the secret weapon that can save your arteries. Let me tell you what the science says. Researchers at the University of Surrey in the United Kingdom conducted a groundbreaking study published in Frontiers in Nutrition in 2022. Professor Christian Heiss, who is a professor of cardiovascular medicine, led the research. They found that cocoa flavonols can lower blood pressure and reduce arterial stiffness as much as some blood pressure medications. But here is the most amazing part. The researchers found that flavonols only decrease blood pressure if it is elevated. They don't drop your blood pressure dangerously low like some medications do. This is how natural remedies work with your body instead of against it. A landmark clinical trial published in the journal Geroscience in 2015 tested cacao flavonols on two groups of healthy men. One group was young, under 35 years old. The other group was elderly, between 50 and 80 years old. Both groups consumed a drink containing 450 milligrams of cacao flavonols twice a day for 14 days. The results were extraordinary. In the elderly group, blood vessel function improved dramatically. Their arteries became more flexible. Their systolic blood pressure dropped by 7 mm². Their aortic augmentation index, which measures arterial stiffness, decreased by 9%. Remember, these were people aged 50 to 80 years old. In just 14 days, they showed blood vessel characteristics similar to people 20 to 30 years younger. This is not fantasy. This is published science from respected universities. How does cacao do this? Remember that vital molecule I told you about, nitric oxide? Cacao flavonols trigger the enzymes in your body that produce nitric oxide. When you drink cacao, you're not just getting a pleasant beverage, you're activating your body's own nitric oxide production system. This causes your blood vessels to relax. It allows more blood to flow to your heart, your brain, your muscles, and every organ in your body. Researchers found that the vasodilation, which means the relaxation and expansion of blood vessels from cacao flavonols, was similar to what you would get from moderate exercise. Think about that. 1 cup of properly prepared cacao can give your blood vessels benefits similar to going for a walk or light exercise. This is why I call it exercise in a cup. Now, I want to add something even more powerful. You can combine cacao powder with beetroot powder. A 2025 study from the University of Exeter, published in the journal Free Radical Biology and Medicine, found that drinking nitrate-rich beetroot juice lowered blood pressure in older adults within just 2 weeks. The study compared young adults aged 18 to 30 with older adults aged 67 to 79. The blood pressure lowering effect was seen in the older group but not in the younger group. This is because older adults typically have more room for improvement. The researchers found that beetroot juice works by changing the bacteria in your mouth in a way that increases the conversion of dietary nitrates into nitric oxide. Professor Ani Van Hotelo, one of the study authors, said, "We know that a nitrate-rich diet has health benefits, and older people produce less of their own nitric oxide as they age. Beetroot provides nitric oxide directly. Cacao stimulates your body to make more nitric oxide. When you combine them, you get a double benefit." Let me tell you about Grace, a 69-year-old woman. She came to one of my talks complaining that her doctor wanted to add a 4th medication for her blood pressure. She was already taking 3 pills and feeling terrible. I suggested she try the cacao and beetroot combination every morning for 1 month while still taking her medications. I told her to work closely with her doctor and report any changes. 4 weeks later, she sent me a message. Her blood pressure had dropped from 160/95 to 138/82. Her doctor was amazed. He actually reduced one of her medications because her numbers had improved so much. She said, "I feel alive again. I have energy. I sleep better. This drink has changed my life." A 2025 study from the University of Birmingham found that cocoa flavonols can protect blood vessel function even during periods of prolonged sitting. The researchers tested 40 healthy men who either had high or low fitness levels. They found that sitting for just 2 hours caused declines in blood vessel function, regardless of fitness level. But those who consumed a high flavonol cocoa drink before sitting were protected. Their blood vessels maintained their function. This is important for seniors who may spend more time sitting during the day. If you want to learn exactly how to prepare this artery healing drink, keep watching. But first, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss life-saving information like this. Only those who want to remain slaves to the pharmaceutical industry will refuse to subscribe. Comment, "I'm ready to heal," if you're committed to taking control of your health. Now, I'm going to give you the exact instructions for preparing this drink. Pay close attention because the details matter. Getting this wrong can mean the difference between seeing results and wasting your time. First, you need to get the right ingredients. Go to your local health food store or search online for raw cacao powder. Make sure the label says raw or unroasted. It should also say organic if possible. Some cacao powders from certain countries may have been sprayed with chemicals, so organic is better. You also want to get beetroot powder. This is concentrated beetroot that has been dried and ground into a powder. It gives you all the nitric oxide benefits of beetroot in a convenient form that mixes easily. Here is how to prepare the drink. Take 1 tablespoon of raw cacao powder. Add half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder. Put these in a cup. Now here is something very important. Do not use boiling water. Cacao is a raw product, and boiling water will destroy many of its beneficial flavonols. Instead, use warm water. The water should be hot enough to dissolve the powder and feel pleasant to drink, but not boiling. Mix everything together well. Some people like to add a small pinch of sea salt, which helps with mineral balance. Others add a small scoop of magnesium glycinate powder, which is excellent for your heart and helps your arteries relax. You can also add a small amount of honey if you need some sweetness. But remember what we discussed about sugar, so use it sparingly. When should you drink this? The best time is in the morning, on an empty stomach, or with a light breakfast. This allows maximum absorption of the flavonols. There is one important warning. Do not drink this at the same time as coffee. Here is why. Coffee contains caffeine, and caffeine causes your blood vessels to constrict, which means to tighten. But we want the opposite effect. We want your blood vessels to dilate, to relax and open up. If you drink cacao and coffee together, the caffeine will work against the vasodilation effect of the cacao. So, what should you do if you love your morning coffee? Simple. Drink your cacao first. Wait at least 2 hours, then have your coffee, or have your coffee first, wait 2 hours, and then have your cacao. The key is to keep them separated in time. Now, let me tell you something fascinating about how cacao works in your body. The effects are cumulative. This means they build up over time. Unlike a drug that works immediately and then wears off, cacao flavonols actually teach your body to function better. With consistent daily use, your arteries learn to produce more nitric oxide on their own. The benefits compound week after week. A study showed that after 2 weeks of daily cacao consumption, arterial thickness in elderly subjects aged 50 to 80 improved to levels comparable to people 20 to 30 years younger. This is not a temporary effect that disappears when you stop drinking. This is your body actually healing and becoming younger at the cellular level. What if you don't like the taste? Some people find cacao too bitter. Here are some options. You can mix it with unsweetened almond milk instead of water. The creaminess helps mask the bitterness. You can add a small amount of vanilla extract for flavor. You can blend it with half a banana for a smoothie that tastes almost like a chocolate shake. Just remember not to add refined sugar. If you must have sweetness, use raw honey in small amounts or stevia. How long before you see results? Most people notice changes within 2 weeks. The first thing many people report is improved energy levels. They feel less tired during the day. The next thing they notice is better sleep. Their body is more relaxed, so they sleep more deeply. After about a month, many people notice that their blood pressure readings start improving. Their numbers become more stable. The wild swings from high to low decrease. After 2 to 3 months, some people report that their doctors have actually reduced their medications because their health markers have improved so much. Now, let me give you a very important warning. Do not stop taking any prescribed medications without talking to your doctor first. I repeat, do not stop your medications on your own. What I want you to do is use this drink in addition to your current treatment while working closely with your doctor. As your numbers improve, your doctor may decide to reduce your medications. This is the proper way to do it. We are not fighting against doctors. We are working alongside them to give your body natural support that medications cannot provide. A good doctor will be happy to see your health improving. If your doctor dismisses natural approaches without even considering them, you might want to look for a doctor who understands the value of nutrition alongside conventional medicine. If you want to try this artery healing drink and experience the benefits for yourself, comment "I'm starting today" below. If you have a friend or family member who struggles with blood pressure or circulation problems, tag them in the comments. Only people who want their loved ones to stay sick will keep this information to themselves. Share this video so everyone can benefit from this knowledge. We've covered a lot of information together. You now know more about your arteries than most people will ever learn. You understand the real root cause of arterial problems. You know about the lies you've been told for decades. You know about the miracle drink that can help heal your blood vessels. Now, it's time to put everything together into a simple plan you can follow. For the first week, I want you to focus on just one thing. Prepare the cacao and beetroot drink every morning. Don't try to change everything at once. Just add this one new habit. Wake up, prepare your drink with warm water, and enjoy it. Make it a ritual. Make it something you look forward to. During this first week, you may not notice dramatic changes. That's okay. Your body is absorbing the flavonols and beginning the healing process inside your arteries where you can't see it. In the second week, I want you to start reducing one source of refined sugar or carbohydrates, just one. If you drink soft drinks, cut them out or reduce them significantly. If you eat white bread every day, switch to whole grain or reduce your portions. If you add sugar to your tea, gradually reduce the amount. Don't try to eliminate everything at once. That leads to failure. Just pick one thing and focus on that while continuing your daily cacao drink. In the third week, add some gentle movement to your routine. I'm not asking you to run a marathon, I'm asking you to take a short walk each day. Even 15 to 20 minutes of walking can make a significant difference for your blood vessels. When you combine walking with a cacao drink, you're giving your arteries double the support. The flavonols are working from the inside, and the exercise is working from the outside. Your nitric oxide levels will improve even faster. In the fourth week, evaluate your progress. How do you feel compared to when you started? Do you have more energy? Are you sleeping better? If you have a blood pressure monitor at home, have your readings improved. Write down what you notice. These observations are important. They help you see the progress you're making, even when the changes are gradual. Let me tell you about the long term. Remember the study I mentioned earlier, where elderly people who consumed cacao for just 14 days showed blood vessel characteristics similar to people 20 to 30 years younger? Imagine what happens after 3 months, 6 months, a year. The benefits continue to compound. Your arteries continue to heal. Your body continues to get stronger. This is not a quick fix that wears off. This is a lifestyle change that can add years to your life and life to your years. There is one more thing I need to tell you. The system does not want you to know this information. The pharmaceutical industry makes billions of dollars from blood pressure medications. The food industry makes billions from selling you processed foods loaded with sugar. The beverage industry makes billions from soft drinks. None of these industries benefit when you get healthy through natural means. They don't make money when you drink cacao and beetroot instead of buying their drugs and products. This is why you won't see advertisements for raw cacao on television. This is why your doctor probably never mentioned it. This is why the mainstream media rarely covers these studies. The system protects its profits, not your health. But you have the power to break free. You have the knowledge now. You understand what's really causing arterial disease. You know about the natural solution that science has proven effective. The only question is whether you will take action or whether you will continue doing what the system wants you to do. I want to leave you with one final thought. Every year that passes without taking action is another year of damage to your arteries. Every month of eating refined carbohydrates is another month of inflammation building up inside your blood vessels. Every week without nitric oxide support is another week of stiffening arteries. Time is not on your side, but the good news is that it's never too late to start. Your body has an amazing ability to heal. Your arteries can become more flexible at any age. Your blood pressure can improve even after decades of problems. But only if you take action. Start tomorrow morning with your first cup of the artery healing drink. Continue for 30 days. Work with your doctor, monitor your progress, and when you start seeing results, come back to this video and leave a comment telling me your story. I want to hear about your success. I want to celebrate with you, and I want your story to inspire others who are struggling with the same problems. If you've made it to the end of this video, you are not like other people. You are someone who takes their health seriously. You are someone who refuses to be a passive victim of the pharmaceutical industry. You are someone who believes that God gave us natural remedies for a reason. You are exactly the kind of person who will succeed with this program. Subscribe to this channel right now if you haven't already. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss new videos about natural health for seniors, and share this video with everyone you know who deserves to hear the truth. Every share could save someone's life. Every comment increases the visibility of this information. Every like helps fight against the system that wants to keep you sick and dependent. Remember, only those who profit from your illness want you to stay silent. Only those who benefit from selling you expensive drugs want you to ignore natural solutions. Only those who don't care about seniors want this information to stay hidden. Be different. Take action. Change your life. Comment, "I'm starting my healing journey," below if you're committed to trying this for 30 days. Tag a friend or family member who needs to see this. And I'll see you in the next video where I'll share more secrets the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know. Your arteries are waiting to be healed. Don't make them wait any longer.